race for 7.
Exactly.
And that's actually what brought us in contact with each other. And so we are here today at Amit's home, and we're going to be getting into a conversation with Amit, and you will find out what is different about him and what makes him different. I'm not going to say that up front. So how has life been, Amit?
Challenging, I would say,
Okay.
after being diagnosed with MS.
Right.
But I'm facing it in a positive spirit, in
Excellent.
a positive way. So apparently, after being diagnosed, I got in touch with a lot of people who have been very supportive, a lot of organizations also, which I didn't know initially because I was so scared initially what exactly this is. But after getting in touch with Indian societies related to rare diseases and multiple sclerosis, it has been very challenging, no doubt, but yes.
A learning experience.
A learning
as well.
experience.
So,
Yes.
as you found out more and more, did it start making more sense to you, or were you getting more discouraged?
Like, I can tell you one thing. When I got diagnosed, I'm talking about March of 2018, it was kind of a relief for me initially. Then it was kind of a denial.
Right. So, how important was it for you to get a diagnosis to the problems that you were facing? How important was it to get a closure on whatever the symptoms were?
Related to the closure part of things, so I would say multiple sclerosis is a continuing journey. There are new things which are coming up again and again, which I'm realizing that this is connected to MS, my condition. If I just give you a background, like my first visit to the doctor was way back in 2014. This is
Okay.
about.
And approximately how old would you have been?
At that point of time, I was 25.
Okay. And before that, were you having any sort of challenges in terms of, were you having something, difficulties which got you, your family to start thinking about meeting other practitioners, reaching out? Was there anything different?
There was, I remember, the first case which I do remember was from 2010.
Okay.
That is when I was 21.
Right.
But one of the very common symptoms of MS is tiredness and fatigue, which is generally dismissed of. So
Absolutely.
the thing
Yeah.
is that 2010 I remember, 2012 I remember, I used to tell myself कि थक जाता हूँ. Maybe it is because of
जो हम
fatigue.
लोग के साथ भी होता ही
Normal
है.
होता है.
हाँ, so
तो मैंने
you kept consoling yourself.
Exactly. This is only थोड़ा ड्रास्टिक जो सिम्टम हुआ मुझे, दिस इज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2014, मुझे जब स्लर आने लगा स्पीच में, जो 10 दिन तक चला था, जब मैंने डॉक्टर को विजिट किया. लेकिन उसके पहले भी सिम्टम्स हुए थे, लेकिन कभी ध्यान नहीं आया कि दिस वुड बी अ मेडिकल सिम्टम और समथिंग. आई नेवर थॉट लाइक दैट.
And the first visit to the first ever doctor would have been maybe a normal general practitioner?
Exactly. So the thing is, that was a general physician. I remember him distinctly telling me कि आप न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट के पास, आपका सिम्टम न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट जैसा लग रहा है. But it so happened कि वो उनके विजिट करने के 2-3 दिन में चला गया. So I never really bothered. और उसके बाद कभी आया ही नहीं वो सिम्टम. तो मैंने भी ध्यान नहीं दिया.
So the gap between the first time you felt something and the next time it occurred again was a long one. So again you dismissed it.
Exactly. That's what happened.
Right.
I would also like to mention one thing, that apart from the gap which is there, which happens, I was not involved in any kind of physical activity like sports or anything allied activities.
तो भी थकान होती थी.
तो भी थकान होती थी, और इसकी वजह से मुझे ध्यान में नहीं आया कि मतलब इट इज बिकॉज इन 2017 इज व्हेन आई रिमेंबर, जब मैं स्विमिंग में जाता था और बैडमिंटन खेलने जाता था, तब मुझे बहुत थकान होती थी. तब मुझे बहुत ध्यान में आया कि यार ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है.
तो आपको इरिटेशन होती थी कि मतलब बाकी सब ऐसे खेल रहे हैं, एवरीबडी इज फाइन, मुझे क्यों इतनी थकान हो रही है? डिड यू एवर क्वेश्चन योरसेल्फ?
Not in that way. till then I didn't
Didn't.
actually question myself in that way कि मतलब I was like कि अमित तुम कर सकते. The reason being कि मतलब I was very good in sports back in school days, so इतनी डाउनसाइड जो हुआ मुझे लगा कि मे बी प्रैक्टिस छूट गई है, इसके वजह से मेरा जो है स्पोर्ट्स में एबिलिटी कम हो गई है, तो मुझे प्रैक्टिस ज़्यादा करना चाहिए. इतना कि कैसे कम हो गया. बट द थिंग इज काफ़ी हद तक ड्रास्टिकली रिड्यूस हो गया था, लेकिन मैं अपने आप को जस्टिफाई कर रहा यार ऐसा क्यों होता मेरे से.
And what was the emotional state at home? Did you share this with your parents, your siblings, that I'm feeling exhausted या थकान जल्दी हो रही है? कभी शेयर किया घर में आपने?
नहीं, मैं एक्चुअली 2017 तक दिल्ली में था और ये मुझे I never shared it at home. These kind of symptoms which happen.
And do you regret that today?
Not really.
Okay.
Because ऐसे मतलब it didn't come out very openly to me to inform my parents or my siblings for that matter. इसलिए कभी वो मुझे कभी ध्यान में नहीं आया.
But as an afterthought today, if you were to give a message to some of the youngsters or some families also, would you want to warn them to watch out for something?
See, this is a very very rare symptom. So, and the symptoms जो होते हैं, sorry, the rare condition, the symptoms जो होते हैं जैसे कि fatigue and all, it is very common. So, मैं unless you have something very extreme, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि डॉक्टर के पास जाओ. लेकिन जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि 2014 मुझे स्लर आ गया था में, तो एक हफ्ते के ऊपर चला था. उसके लिए certainly जाओ. लेकिन थकान and all these things is not something which I can tell anyone कि मतलब आप इसके लिए डॉक्टर के पास जाओ. हाँ.
Okay. And so I'd like to take a pause here and inform the audience now that I think you would have guessed we're sitting with Amit, who had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is a rare condition. And there are several rare conditions, so much so that even multiple sclerosis, there are several variants, right? So coming back to you, Amit, what apart from fatigue or the slur, what are some of the other symptoms that one can watch out or that you have experienced?
Okay, some of the very common symptoms of MS are balance issues, disorientation. That is like, I know for a fact that when I walk about this, I'm talking about the present scenario, when I walk about 1 kilometer something, I get very dizzy. So I look like a drunk for other person. Disoriented and all. And one of the very common symptoms which usually people get diagnosed with is vision problems. They have double vision. Hazy vision, foggy vision, double vision and all that. Luckily, I haven't faced the same thing, but it is very common.
Right.
So, yeah.
And what about hand-eye coordination? Do you have any issues in that?
Yes, I do. In the sense that I remember distinctly that one of the very common things in sports is that you need to have a very good coordination. Reflexes are very important. The coordination are very important. So when I'm not able to, I remember this instance from 2016 when I was in Gurgaon. I wasn't able to connect the bat to the ball properly, and I was like, why is it like this? I used to justify it saying that maybe I have lost touch, practice chali gayi hai, and all those things. But this is something which is very common, which I realized later on.
So there's a kind of time delay relay kind of a thing. So you're maybe not able to connect because the message going slows down.
Exactly.
That entire process is slowing down.
Exactly. So in MS, multiple sclerosis, the symptom, exactly what happens is the nervous system is what is getting damaged.
Right.
So जैसे कि आपने कहा कि मतलब the signal आपके हाथ से brain में delay होता है, जिसके वजह से and sports में reflexes is very important.
Absolutely.
तो वहाँ पे compromise होता है तो you face an issue.
तो कभी लिखने में, and I believe you were a sketcher earlier.
Oh yes.
So and we'll come to that later. He's been very active on Facebook, suddenly writing blogs after blogs, and we're definitely going to come to that. I'm not going to spare that point.
Okay.
But Did you ever feel that you were not able to sketch or you were not able to hold a writing instrument properly?
So the thing is, the way you mentioned, MS reached an extreme stage for me about writing issues and all only in 2020.
Okay, just
That
last
is
year.
after my relapse, which happened in
Right.
March.
Right.
So presently, as you mentioned that I'm writing a lot of blogs and all, so I make it a point I write it on my mobile.
Mm.
The reason being, it is difficult for me to write or even type on the computer,
Keyboard.
on the keyboard, using the
Right.
keyboard. So I prefer to do it on my mobile.
So you use the keyboard on the mobile
On
or
the
you're
mobile.
using an audio?
I'm using the keyboard on the mobile.
Okay.
That is working for me.
That's working
Yeah.
fine for you. Okay. So now let me come to what was the turning point for you if you look back in your life?
Turning point for me, isn't it?
In any way, maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, maybe to encourage you to get into something with a josh.
Okay, so I will again go back to 2020. So, as I said, when I got diagnosed, I didn't exactly know what MS is. I had no idea. It took me about 1.5 years to get an idea of what exactly this is. But
And I'm going to cut you short here. So when you say that you don't know what MS is there a dearth of information? Is there a lack of awareness? Right? And how can we fulfill that gap? Any ideas now that you've gone through the whole process?
So, there is certainly a lack of awareness. That is like when I got diagnosed, as you can see, as of now, I'm perfectly fine for a normal person, right? But
And
I have this.
God be with you and
Thank you so much.
be hale and hearty.
So, yes, there is the awareness about this. I'm taking an initiative from my end, like the way I'm writing blogs, reaching out to people, and educating them about what exactly happens in MS.
So when you say reaching out to people, which kind of people did you reach out to? Who helped you understand what is MS?
Okay, about MS, I have talked to a lot of people who personally faced from MS, who are like, you can say, my seniors. And although the condition is very rare in India, I got to know recently in the past 6 months or 7 months, there is a society dedicated to MS and all, and there are quite a few people who are attached to the society.
Yes.
So talking to them makes me understand about what exactly it is happening. It is not me alone. So till then it was only internet, YouTube, reading articles on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, raising awareness, I mean talking to people helps.
Absolutely. And I think you want to connect with people of your kind or who
Yes.
are undergoing the same challenges so that you can exchange, share information and maybe learn from each other. What are the best
Exactly.
ways of coping up?
Yes.
Right?
So as you mentioned, after getting in touch with these societies who are in, MS societies, and getting in touch with people who have MS, so getting to know from them what can be done, what kind of yoga can be done, or for exercises can be done to counter this kind of conditions or whatever difficulties I'm facing, it helps.
Right.
Certainly does.
Right. So yoga helps.
Yes.
Are you regularly practicing it?
I do yoga and meditation in the morning.
Okay.
I won't say that I'm very regular, but I'm making an effort from my end. But I do go for walks on a daily basis for an hour at least.
And are these supervised walks or do you have somebody with you? Because you said there is a disorientation or a loss of balance. And I remember some time back I read one of your blogs where you had put a pic of yourself saying after the fall.
Oh,
And
yes.
you had a small bandage
Yes,
and all.
yes.
So do you still go out alone?
I still go out alone. I mean, yes, you need to take precautions. And wherever necessary, I take assistance of people. That is something which I would insist that an MS patient should do.
Absolutely.
But as of now, most 95% of the cases I go out alone for walking and all.
Excellent, excellent. So never say no
Never say no. Exactly.
and never be beaten down.
Right.
Excellent. I think that's a great message for everyone over here. So the turning point, therefore, I think for you has been reaching out to likewise people, finding out more about this condition and what could help or ease out the
Yes.
situation, the circumstances. So what got you into blogs? And I admire you for putting out one blog a day, because that's something that I've been wanting to do for many years, and trust me, it's not easy. So what inspires you, and where do you get these thoughts, concepts to keep writing day after day?
So what started me to write about MS in general, or my journey about MS, it started in May of 2020 only,
So the lockdown.
the lockdown period, because as you know, everybody was sitting at home and I wanted to keep myself engaged. Among the things which I'm good at is writing, and I read a lot.
You read a lot.
I
yes.
read a lot. And over the past 2 years, I had learned a lot about MS and all.
Okay.
So interacting with people, understanding the conditions, made me put out a video in May of 2020, because of which other people got in touch with me. And presently, I think the last blog which I had written was the 95th related to MS. So there is a lot of motivation, encouragement which is coming from people. Also, I would like to mention reaching out to people, the thing which I mentioned. After I put out my blog and my videos and all, media publications got
Has
in touch.
got in touch with
Yeah,
you.
Times of India, Ahmedabad Mirror, and even Instagram accounts like Humans of Ahmedabad, Humans of Delhi. So this gives me hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. 95 blogs since May 2020. I mean, that's like how many blogs in May, June, July, August? 9 months?
Yeah.
9 months and 95 blogs. A feat, absolutely a feat. So definitely people would start noticing, and somewhere you're becoming the voice of maybe many people, because in India I feel people don't come out so easily.
Yeah, that is one of the problems which I have faced initially.
So these people who you reached out to,
Right.
were they Indians or were they some people from out of India?
So the thing is, in the first 1.5 years or so, the people who I generally got in touch with were people from abroad. The reason being that people out there are relatively very
Open.
and they share thoughts about how-
Whatever they are
Yeah.
going through.
Initially, obviously, the people who I got in touch with in India are not willing to talk about it,
Right.
and they completely utterly dismiss it or
Right. Deny it.
deny it, which was kind of very confusing. It is only towards the end of 2020 I got in touch with an MSSI society in India related to multiple sclerosis, and through that I got in touch with Indians who do openly talk about it.
Right, right.
But initially it was all foreigners.
Sad, but that's even in the 21st century, that is the truth. And through these rare talks, we are hoping to open up channels of communications so that people come forward, share their experiences, like Amit here, who's being very open. And I think, what was the scenario at home? And if somebody is around, I would like one of your parents to join us, if that's possible. So let's find out something about what they felt and how did this whole diagnosis affect them as your parents. Would it be a good idea to invite maybe?
I'll just invite my dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Please join us. Yeah, he can sit there. Sir, your name?
My name is Vinay.
Vinay. Okay. So I'm going to call you Vinay. Is that
Yeah,
okay,
it's
sir?
okay. It's okay.
Okay, so I think it must have been a really tough moment when you all heard this news. So, what were the thoughts or what were the feelings?
See, as everybody think, this MS, nobody knows what it is actually.
Right,
So first time when doctor said it is MS, so we thought yes, it may be curable. So that is not, but we didn't know that it is a lifelong
right,
this thing.
right.
So second thought we saw is now since it is already come in, so we have to see how we need to protect him as well as support him.
Support it.
So that lifelong he will also be active, and we also need to have to support him for everything.
True.
And looking to the condition, we have to adjust ourselves as a family member.
Very true. So I think the first thing here that we can learn from is the family needs to accept the situation, and then, like Vinay has said very rightly, protect and support. I think that's a wonderful way that the family can play a very important role. So what were some of the things that immediately changed in your life or in the home, in the surroundings?
See, as a parent, everybody has a dream actually, definitely. So that goes into back burner.
True.
So finally what happens, no doubt it will happen, but it may delay little. So that we see when it will get cured and when he will be very much capable for going ahead
True.
with some of the activities, so that he is active in his daily routine.
Sure.
And there should not be any stoppage, so that whatever way he is able to handle, we have to see that he gets to that.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
things goes on going, the ball gets rolled actually, so he also moves on, and the life also goes on with everybody together.
Very true, very true. So fortunately, you have a very supportive, caring, understanding family,
Yes.
and I think that's one aspect which makes a huge difference.
It does.
Right?
It does, yeah.
Maybe it motivates you also.
It does. It does. One of the things which has been very good for me is like I have very supportive family members. My dad, my mom, my sister, and even people around my friend circle. Everybody has been supportive of my journey,
Right.
which does help a lot.
Absolutely.
I mean,
the
like,
willpower,
the
the
willpower.
positivity.
Yeah. So whatever kind of activities which I like to get engaged in, there is support from these people, and it matters a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything else that you would like to add on? So you said every parent has a dream, right? If I may ask you, what were your dreams when Amit was born and as he grew up? What were your dreams for him?
That is a surprise question.
That is.
Dream is what we see him, what he wishes he should achieve.
Achieve that.
That is
So
all.
what was your dream, Amit? As a child and as you were growing up, what was your dream?
So the thing is, I wanted to get something into the arts field.
Mm-hmm.
Like my earlier choice of profession was architecture and all.
But you
Which-
landed up in a PSU.
I landed up in engineering. I landed up in PSU. That happened, and I did well.
Yes.
So that is the reason I ended up there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now
Obviously.
I'm looking back. So in this lockdown period, and especially after my first diagnosis, when I'm looking at the things which I kind of engaged myself in, the only things which I bought is a lot of artworks. The other thing is a lot of books.
Books.
These are the things which keeps me engaged,
Absolutely.
and not exactly the oil and gas stuff which I was the field of.
Right.
So my dreams, as in like going ahead, I would say that
An author?
in a way.
Are we
yes.
going to see a book out by
Hopefully
you?
soon, because
Yeah?
hopefully soon.
Well, cheers to that.
Thank you.
Let us know when that book will come out. Are you already working? Is it on the drawing board or something?
It is very much.
Excellent,
It is
excellent.
very much.
So that's a surprise for us today.
Yeah,
And
that was a
somewhere-
surprise me also.
And somewhere maybe all those blog writings have given you that confidence that yes, I have enough content, I have enough sharing which can help people around.
Yes, yes.
Brilliant. So I think any restraining factors that you feel today, any kind of situations or any kind of limitations, let's say.
About limitations, there's one. I'll come back to the same point which you had mentioned. Whether you have to have an assistance or something. So I do travel a lot, which is I'm talking about before I got diagnosed with MS.
Yes.
And this is something a restriction for me because if I need to take assistance everywhere, it is kind of holding me back.
Absolutely, I agree.
So that is one of the major limitations which I do find myself in.
But you're one of those solo travelers, or you like traveling with your age group?
I'm more of a solo traveler.
Then that would be a challenge.
That's, because of that reason, it's a challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the places that you have covered, or rather, should I say, what is on your wish list now?
On the wish list, Northeast is something which is on my wish list. I haven't traveled much
Being
there.
to that side.
Yeah,
Okay.
that side I haven't.
Okay.
About some of the recommended places which are still unexplored, I would say, is Hampi from Karnataka, which was a big surprise for me.
Belur, Hampi.
Exactly. Those places are certainly a must visit for any Indian. And apart from that, since I was in Delhi earlier, I have traveled nearly all the places near Rajasthan, Lucknow, Rajasthan, UP,
Punjab, Himachal.
Haryana, Himachal and all. So those places are certainly a go-to, a must visit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful. And I think to close this, any message that you would like to share to the people, and I won't say just people who are sort of going through the same rare condition as you are, to the parents in general, to young couples who may be looking at going in a family way, any kind of message that you would like to share with them?
I would say that MS is challenging, no doubt, but life doesn't end there.
Absolutely.
And don't self-diagnose yourself. I mean, go to a medical practitioner, and if you have, and one other thing which I would like to mention here is, MS affects everybody differently.
Yes.
So not necessarily that if a person
The same symptoms.
is having the same kind of condition, prognosis in future. So
Right, right,
don't jump to conclusions,
right.
and life has not
So
ended just
basically you're
because-
saying don't go by Google.
Don't go by Google because what happens
And
is
this is not to sort of mal-advertise for Google. But yeah, don't become a doctor yourself.
don't become a doctor yourself. That's the point.
Right,
That's the reason doctors are there,
Right.
and so make use of that before jumping to conclusions.
and I think reach out like what you did. Reach out to people
Yes,
who are in the same category or who are going through the same symptoms, challenges. And you did mention that there is an association in India. Which one was that? If you could repeat that.
the name of the association is MSSI, which is Multiple Sclerosis Society of India.
Excellent. Thank you. That is a good piece of information for our audience. And did you ever try to reach out to ORDI? And I think somewhere, if I look at your journey, and that's where we met.
Exactly.
So life comes to a full circle. I found that you suddenly gave a push to yourself of thinking, writing, reaching out to more people. Is it after that that this journey of self-exploration has started a little more? Or is it only my reading because I am a volunteer with ORDI?
Okay, so yeah, you're right in a way, in the sense that after I got in touch with ORDI, this is somewhere around February of 2020.
Absolutely.
That is, after that, I got writing and all, reaching out to more people.
Right.
You know, yes, there are roadblocks, no doubt, but you have to keep going.
Absolutely.
That is what I would say. looking back, yes, getting in touch with media publication houses, Instagram accounts, and other organizations only happened around 2020.
Right. So support groups play a very important role for people like you, I'm sure. And I think the culture of support groups is still not so prevalent in India. There are a few, but they're not really that well known. Like you took a lot of time to find out MSSI is there in India.
Exactly.
So I think there are support groups, and one of the main reasons that ORDI plays a functional, vital role is connecting people like Amit to the right support groups. So anyone who's watching this and would like to sort of find out something more about someone in your own family, your known circle, reach out, connect to ORDI, and definitely we'll put you in touch with not just the support groups but even the practitioners, people from the medical field who could guide you, do the right testing, etc. One last question to you, Amit, and I think even your father can pitch in. What is the road ahead that you see for yourself and the family?
The road ahead, I would say that one thing which I will tell people is that don't lose hope. Just because you got diagnosed with MS, don't lose hope. This is something which people generally get.
Why me?
Why me?
Mere saathi kyun?
Exactly, that's the point.
Haan.
So it is not like that.
Right.
Again, I would have to emphasize that just because you got diagnosed with MS, it doesn't necessarily mean that the future is going to be not bright for you. You can live a normal life. Rather than, I know quite a few people who are
Start living after that.
Exactly. Take my case. I mean,
Yeah.
like I've got in touch with a lot of people after that.
Right.
And one of the messages which I would like to give to people is that don't lose hope.
Absolutely. So I think when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I think a perfect example of that is Amit, and very fortunate to have a very supporting, loving, caring family. And it's very important for the family to be behind and always be there, but not overprotected. With that, this is Jaya. A great thank you to both of you for being on this show. And we'll meet again for the next talk show. Till then, Jaya signing out from Rare Talks. Thank you. See you.